Glad that's happening right now.
So, welcome everyone to round 1 of season 2 of the TORQ IndyCar Series. Apologies for the technical issues that we have been having this evening, as normally it would be super fancy intro, everything like that. But it's Josh Mertz and Stephan Moreau making his production debut tonight, and we are getting ready to roll here in Homestead. And welcome to first broadcast. Because, Stephan, we're learning trial by fire. Well aware that things are broken, my friends. Welcome to ASN. As if you knew what has gone down in the last 15 minutes to cause everything looking like this, you would have walked away. It's a fun time. Stephan, you have the racing lineup. I just want to let you know. And all your graphics broke. So there's graphics card drivers that needed to be updated. There is, what else was there? 3 computer restarts. We had to go through a log file, fix it all. It was not a good time.
It's been a nightmare.
We're just gonna sit back and take a breath. We're gonna be super professional per normal. Stephan, I need you to pull up that graphic panel, turn off the racing line, and fix the graphics, please. So, welcome to season 2. We're at Homestead-Miami Speedway, 1.5 mile oval, 18 to 20 degrees of banking. We have 16 cars getting ready to go. No Hector Colazzo, who was the defending champion. I guess he technically still is, but he's not here, and we got cars rolling. So if we could pull up a camera and take a look at these cars here at Homestead. And when I told you that we've been racing against the clock, it is truly trying to figure it out. Take those bars away, and then we're just going to roll with the punches, Mr. Moreau, as we get ready to go green. Here in Homestead, Will Roberts and Christian Zarat on the front row. Alex Buffoli, Peter Hopp, Bobby Helms, Zach Trevino, Zach Goddard, Victor Valley, Johnny Eckert, Chase George through top 10, Josh Stoltz, Darius Timms, Ethan Halsey, Deegan Urquides, Eddie Boyles, DJ Weeks, and Nicholas Rowe, the 17th and final car on the grid. Make sure we get those graphics as well. I'm not sure if they're even up either. So we're going to figure it out as we go. Yeah. Might have to take you a bit radio style. Stephan, just mute your mic and I'll handle this for the first couple of laps. As the safety car will pull down, we get ready to go green to start the second season of the TORQ IndyCar Series from Florida. Green flag off the line. Great jump for Roberts, the man who was very good in Pocono last season. Down to turn number 1. Zarat, Buffoli, Helms, Hoppy, and Trevino looking to the inside into turn 1. Teammates Goddard and Valley in the mid-pack as well. Eckert, Stoltz, George, Timms, Halsey, Urquides, everybody single file, exiting turn number 2. One car on the inside. It was the 18 of Eddie Boyles. Had some issues. Couple cars into the fence. One in the fence. It was Josh Stoltz. Ripping the outside was Alex Buffoli. Buffoli struggled in practice earlier tonight, having some issues in the Dallara. One of the big storylines coming into this season. Fixed setups instead of open setups. We're going to be taking a look all season, of course, and seeing what had happened. On the outside, Buffoli holds the 3rd spot over Bobby Helms heading into turn 3. Eddie Boyles has disconnected. We have 16 cars left after 2 laps in Homestead. Into the fence, I thought was Bobby Helms. He did not, as Roberts pulling away by half a second over Christian Zarate. 3 wide with Hoppy, Trevino, and Helms as Roberts resets fastest lap. We're going to see a couple of different grooves here in Homestead. The outside, talked to Josh Stoltz and Victor Valley earlier in practice as well. They talked about the fixed setup only being good on the top side of the track. And as I mentioned that, Stoltz nearly loses it off of turn 2. Trevino and Helms in 4th and 5th. We got those graphics up. Stephan Moreau, how are you as we are rolling in Homestead?
We're going. We're slowly trying to get into the paces here with everything now actually working. So hopefully we can get some stuff going.
So take all the time you need. If you need me to yap, you can absolutely tell me that. As Helms and Trevino side by side exiting turn number 4. Roberts up by 0.6. Chase George passes Josh Stoltz as Stoltz stuck in traffic after the save he made off of turn number 2. Zach Goddard suffering from the flu, I think he said. In the 10th spot, the man from West Virginia, we got Bobby Helms and Zach Trevino for 4th and 5th. Trevino slices behind the 96. 2 cars around. It was Goddard and Timms in the back of the field. Not sure if we're going to have a yellow flag. Timms lost it on his own on corner exit. So did Goddard. And around they both went into the infield. In the 31 and the 65, we've got another car missing a tire. It is Chase George in the 66. He had an issue through 3 and 4, washed up into Josh Stoltz. Stoltz tried to stick it to the inside, and they touched. No caution. I'm not really sure what's happening with Mertz control here. As Goddard picks in the 65. Will Roberts by 7 over Christian Zarate and Foley Helm Trevino. As I'm getting word that our audio is a little bit crackly, so apologies for that one. And I've been, well, they can't hear me. They can't hear me. Perfect. As, just make sure those bars are taken away, my friend. So, rolling here. To the pit lane goes Chase George in the 66. We're looking at Zach Trevino in the 15. I am all good. They can hear me. I thought they could not. So, Goddard exits the pit lane, uses his fast repair in the 65, but now he is 1 lap down. Sorry, 2 laps down in the 65 for JC Simsport. We've got Darius Timms, Chase George off the pace as well. I think we look great.
Pushed out view.
We had a good time.
There we go. That's a more pushed out view.
Moral of the story, ladies and gentlemen, computers suck. Okay, we had this all set up. And we had basically one setting turned the wrong way, and it broke everything. So, it was a good time. So, Roberts leads by 1.5 seconds over Christian Zarate. His last lap was a 26.8, 26.9, but he loses it nearly off of turn 2 in car number 2. Good save for Roberts. Had some great pace in Pocono last season. We look at Trevino and George. Now we take a look. Is this Johnny Eckert in 90?
Going back to Eckert. He's got a battle going on.
He is trying to chase down Ethan Halsey in the 61. Now that we've died down, Buffoli nearly, as I say that, lost it off of turn 2. They saved it. Now, coming into today's race, we're looking at 126-degree track temperature in Homestead, Florida, Homestead-Miami. 79 degrees, mostly cloudy. Slick track. Delara plays not very nice with this track when it's warm. And it looking like having a downshift, of course, in the middle of the corner. Tire conservation going to be a big thing here today. Let's look at Zach Trevino and Bobby Helms battling for the 4th spot. We got Chase George as well. George is off the pace in the 66. Helms gives the spot to Trevino. Remember, Bobby Helms got close in Pocono. If I recall correctly, he crashed on lap 1, came back to nearly win the race, and had contact, I think it was with Hector Colazzo actually that day, in the mountains of Pennsylvania. But Helms in the 5th spot, 5 seconds off of the race lead of Will Roberts. Roberts, like I mentioned, had a great run in Pocono, spun off of turn 3, slammed the wall with 3 laps to go that evening, and could not win that race. Zarate showing impressive pace, Buffoli in 3rd, Trevino Helms in the top 5. And Chase George and Zach Goddard, Stephen, they are battling for the 14th spot like it's for the World Championship.
Heck yeah, they are. We got this nice little pileup coming here. A nice line of traffic for some good opportunities of drafting and overtakes. Victor is trailing up on Zach.
And teammates Helms and Hoppy. They're sitting 5th and 6th. Impressive run for those guys. And Will Roberts, 1.6 seconds ahead of Christian Zarate. And let's take a look at Peter Hoppy, who's a 1/4 second back off of Bobby Helms. It looks like this is the best battle that we have right now. Victor Valley, a further 4 tenths, make it 5 tenths, half a second behind those two. We've got Stoltz and TJ Weeks as well for 11 and 12, battling along. As weren't able to get to our programming notes or our sponsor plugs. We'll wait for the programming notes, but I do want to let everybody know that coverage, cameras, all season on ASN, brought to you by Whiplash SimCams. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com/WSimCams. And thank you, Andrew Cardinale IV, for all of your camera support this season. We'll take a look at those programming notes later on. I'm not sure if we have a graphic for it, but if you like what you see tonight, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network on Blue Sky, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube, and ring the bell to be notified of our live streams weekly, along with our short-form video content courtesy of Jess Rakowski. We are 17 laps into this 50-lap race this evening in Pocono, and it has been, since the drop of the green flag, fast, frantic, a couple of mistakes. We are single file racing the track. As I say that, we had Helms get passed by George. That was not for position, but these guys, Stephen, just really racing the track right now, trying to minimize tire wear, trying to just really stay alive as oversteer for Helms in the 96.
That was Bobby.
Josh Stoltz not happy with somebody ahead of him. I think it was Deacon Urquides in the 23, but he also has DJ Weeks behind him in the 97. 2 cars side by side. It's Chase George. Again, he's off the lead lap, staying in front of Bobby Helms and Peter Hoppy in the 16.
You know what I just
Pick a
noticed,
car.
guys?
Yes, Steven.
Couldn't help but notice that none of these cars are painted.
Oh, your trading paint is probably broken.
Yeah, I needed to turn that back on.
Let's go ahead and do that since we're already figuring it out in trial by fire. So once again, apologies for that. Real quick, if you also want to jump up, I think Ethan Halsey and Johnny Eckert. This is a battle for 8th. These guys are the closest battle that we have right now. Eckert slipstreaming. There we go. Trading paints is up and the beautiful race cars on screen. We got Halsey and Eckert battling for 8th. Not missing anything up front. Will Roberts has gapped Zarate even further. It is 2.3 seconds as Eckert goes to the inside of Halsey. On the outside, Halsey tries to run the momentum off the corner, and it's the 61 of Halsey versus the 90 of Eckert.
Halsey got it.
And we got a battle for 2 New Yorkers. Halsey on the outside, Eckert got past. 1 car to the pit lane, it's Victor Valley in the 83 for JC Simsport. The man from Indianapolis will pit from 7th.
Egan just took 2 places, and Stoltz went down a place, and then DJ also went down 2 places, actually.
I'm going to be curious to see the pit stop rotation and see what Valley does. I don't suspect that anyone will take fuel only to gain time. The jacks go up on the 83. He will take 4 tires and fuel. 1 car to the pit lane, Deegan Urquides. I just want to point out to everyone, the Indy cars, we have to utilize the access road between turns 3 and 4, even under yellow if we get one. If you pit off of turn 4, you will get a penalty, as we still focus on Eckert and Halsey for 7th.
Looks like Ethan and Eckert are our best battle right now.
Through 3 and 4, off of turn number 4 to complete lap number 24 for those guys. And Will Roberts still holds the lead in car number 2. Darius Timms moves up a place as Urquides exits the pit lane. As Roberts, Zarat, Foley, Trevino, and Helms. Helms still trying to get by Chase George, but I could be wrong. I think those guys are teammates, so we might be seeing some team tactics here with the lap down car. I could be fabricating it. They nearly touch off a turn 2.
That was crazy.
George Quill Autosport. We got a George Quill Autosport car up front.
Is he gonna let him get the position this time?
And they are teammates, so this is a brilliant play. Chase George had some issues earlier on. He crashed. Helms and Hoppy utilizing their teammate to save fuel potentially. Some good strategy plays being made. We're about halfway through. About halfway through here in Homestead. We're going to step aside, but you won't miss a thing. We're going to go ASN nonstop from Miami.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous.
With your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to nordvpn.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He's down, takes the lead. What a move. And he takes the lead and holds it. Side between team 2 and 3. This is going to get spicy. Turn one, over the jump to begin the first lap, clog at the inside line. McLaughlin contact between them. They are still side by side. This opens the door for Wetz. He can't make anything happen. In the 26, he has not won in quite some time. Rankster acing the entry to turn one, up and into the inside of Magnus, gives him a nudge. Grip strip on the inside, Phil. Wetz had a little bit better run, but looks like Robbie's going to hold his power.
You're so interesting.
Back myself.
We welcome you back to the first round of the second season of the TORQ IndyCar Series from Homestead-Miami Speedway in Homestead, Florida, with Stephen Moreau in the production truck and also next to me in the commentary box. My name is Josh Mertz, live on the Automotive Sports Network. And just a reminder that cameras all season on ASN, brought to you by Whiplash SimCams. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com/WSimCams. And thank you, Andrew Connolly, for your camera support. And if you like what you see tonight, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network on Blue Sky, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. And ring the bell to be notified of our live streams weekly, along with our short-form video content courtesy of Jess Rakowski. If you'd like your content broadcasted, asntvUSA.com. Just a couple programming notes as we filter through the closing stages of this race. We've got the opening round of the TORQ Sports Car Series from Road Atlanta. That is Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. You'll have myself and Brian Sawyer for that. He also has those iRacing Strength of Field Rallycross races, TBD on everything. Apparently, he's going to be live Saturday. I don't know anything about it. That's a Brian thing. Looks like 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. And our next round for the TORQ IndyCar Series at Laguna Seca next Tuesday. Take this graphic away because we have a battle for second, and we got NASA restarting in March. Alex Buffoli, Christian Zarat. During the ad break, Zarate off the corner. Buffoli nearly loses it. Zarate to the inside will pick up that thought, in a moment. They're battling behind Will Roberts. On the outside is Buffoli. He had to back out of the gas. Sliding up is Zarate. They don't touch. Zarate had a pit line commitment violation. We are under yellow here in Homestead. Not sure why. Peter Hoppy in the 16, massive crash off of turn 2. And Peter Hoppy not happy with the change from open to fixed setups. Josh Stoltz also not happy earlier. Victor Valley not happy. They made us, I wouldn't call it a secret change. I only say that word because I don't recall it being posted that it was changed from open to fixed. So we are now under yellow. And Stephen Moreau, you have been doing great work this evening for your first stream. So how are you? And what are your thoughts so far?
Doing great. The battling's been pretty great. Especially this battle between Christian Zarate and Alex Bufoil for P2. I'm excited
Zarate
to see
pits.
what Valale will do for
Buffoli pits. This is huge. Sorry to cut you off there, but Will Roberts did not pit. Victor Valley passes Buffoli. What is happening?
He's passing on pit road. He's just passed 3 cars on pit road.
So Victor Valley has just passed 3 cars on the access road.
And he's gotten a black flag. Him and Christian Zarate both have black flags entering the pits as we go.
Well, so those black flags that was talked about in the driver's meeting, they're going to be cleared. So, Zarate confused. This has just put Victor Valley potentially in the catbird seat.
Oh, and he's off first?
Because Deegan Urquides in third, Zach Goddard off the lead lap, Bobby Helms in second, Ethan Halsey off the lead lap, Will Roberts leads.
This is crazy. He actually got off the pit road before everybody else, too. He barged his way through the line.
So Darius Timms didn't even go to the outside. What? Okay, so because it was talked about in the driver's meeting, now that we're not distracted by what's happening, there's a bit of confusion here, because you're not supposed to use the access road under yellow. I think you'll get a penalty from the sim, but it contradicts race control. They said you're going to get your penalties cleared. So Victor Valley, knowing this, just sniped 3 positions. I think that's a legal move.
It's crazy. He went on pit
Bobby
road.
Helms pits.
In what position? I think he went on pit road in like 8th, and he's collected up 4 positions by barging his way through on pit road and getting off of pit road first. That's pretty bold, man. I gotta admit.
Bobby Helms black flags cleared. Christian Zarat black flags cleared. Let's pull up those programming notes again real quick, if that's okay. So, we've got TORQ we mentioned Thursday and next Tuesday, NASA Rallycross returns at the end of February with Lights World Championship, Rallycross Futures, Rallycross Contenders, and the Supercar World Championship. Keep an eye on ASN TV, USA.com. Lights are out on the top of the safety car, Stephen Moreau. We are about to go green. With 6 laps to go, by the way, here in Homestead, Will Roberts and Deegan Urquides on worn tires, and Victor Valley hungry for a race win.
I gotta say it. Victor's black flag has still not been cleared, so I don't know if Victor's gonna get his flag cleared or not.
Let's pull up that kicker, Steven, and we are green. Looking outside, Valley takes the second spot from Urquides on the restart. They are arguing over race control through 1 and 2. Will Roberts, Victor Valley, Alex Buffoli to third. One car to the inside, Zarat on Urquides. Black flag still not cleared for Valley. Zarat to fourth. They're side by side. Zarat washes up. The Sim is saying that he doesn't have a penalty. Ethan Halsey has a meatball flag. We're 3 wide in the middle of the field. Zarat, Urquides, and Trevino. Valley's black flag is cleared as we come to 4 laps to go here in Homestead. Racing all over the track. 3 cars, Urquides, Zarat, Trevino. Zarat got stuck. They're arguing over what happened. Arguing over what is happening because of that incident on pit lane entry. So, side by side, we've got Urquides and Zarate. 3 laps to go for Will Roberts. He's got a second over Victor Valley, and the last time around, Valley was 2/10 slower than the 2. Shenanigans unraveling on the first race of Season 2 of the TORQ IndyCar Series, and it has been a good one. As we come to 2 laps to go for Will Roberts.
You got a 5-car battle going here, I think. Between Zarate, Trevino, Urquides, Weeks, and Eckert.
Eckert and Weeks battling for 7th. Urquides in 6th. They nearly touch down the front straightaway with 2 laps to go. Can Eckert make up 2 spots on the outside? High, wide, and handsome in car number 90, and he gets it done! He takes the spots from Urquides and from Weeks as we take the white flag off of turn number 4 for Will Roberts. 1.5 miles left. Urquides and Weeks have touched in turn 4. Nobody hits the wall. It is 9/10 of a second, but I don't think Valley's going to have enough time to catch Will Roberts. Off of turn number 2. Timms and Helms battling for the 9th spot. Some shenanigans that have unraveled as we take a look at Will Roberts through turns 3 and 4. Off of corner number 4, Will Roberts will take the win and get redemption from Pocono a season ago. He wins in Homestead-Miami ahead of Victor Valley, Alex Buffoli in 3rd, Zarate and Trevino, the top 5.
Oh, that was an electric battle there at the end. That regroup was perfect for them. They really needed that, especially for Valley to make up the spots that he got. He got to 2nd place. He made a podium.
As interesting race here in Homestead-Miami. And Will Roberts didn't have any issues this time as car number 2, position number 1, redemption from Pocono. He burns it down in car number 2. If we can take a look at the classification while we wait for our interviews to roll in. Pull up those results, take the ticker away. And let's just confirm the results here at Homestead. Will Roberts, Victor Valley, Alex Buffoli. Our podium this evening: Christian Zarate, Trevino Eckert, Weeks, Urquides, Helms and Timms through 10th, 11th and 12th, George and Zach Goddard. 13th, Ethan Halsey. 14th, Peter Hoppy. Josh Stoltz had some issues earlier on. Eddie Boyles, Nicholas Rode, and Dylan Clark listed as 18th, but the race control director disqualified, of course. He did not take a lap. I just want to update everyone on what happened to Eddie Boyles. He commented in the chat there. He did not have force feedback at the start, crashed, and had a very short race in car number 18. So let's see who we've got. Let's see. We've got Buffoli. Do we have Will Roberts? We do. So let us do this. I'm not sure how it works on your end. I think you have a scene for interviews.
Believe in dude, yes.
So we will bring in Alex Buffoli and let me know when we are good, Mr. Moreau.
Alex Buffoli.
As Alex, it's Josh and Stephen in the booth. You got us?
Our interview?
Doing well, my friend. Give me 2 seconds as we're ironing out some bugs here. Just want to make sure we can hear you on the feed.
He speaks, sir?
I think they cannot hear him, good sir.
May you speak, please?
As he cannot hear you. So, Alex, that you are being requested to speak. Hello.
Okay, it's not picking him up. That is why it's not picking him up. There we go.
I just want to reiterate to everyone while we figure out these issues. This is Stephen's first ever stream for us. He's doing a wonderful job. And if you saw how much work that has to be put in, you would probably cry. Stephen, are we good?
I look forward to seeing the archive of this.
Oh, I'm doubled up now. Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
My bad. 1 second. That should be fixed
okay.
now.
We can hear you. I don't know if I'm doubled up. We're just gonna roll with it. Hi, Alex.
Not anymore.
Hello.
You said hello like 95 times. We're here. We're good. We're Gucci. You were spinning a lot in practice, and here we are on the podium. So talk me through your race.
I wish I could tell you that it was all a great, stroke of genius that I found something. I really didn't. I was throwing the sink, every single kitchen sink I could find at this car at some point. Just kind of found something that worked, and then went into the race and was just like, you know what, I'm gonna keep it on the baseline and then adjust from there a little bit and just try not to knock the wall down.
I'm gonna ask this really to everybody. I think you had a front row seat to the shenanigans under the yellow flag pit stops.
Yes.
What was going through your mind when that was all happening?
So I may have missed the drivers' meeting note where we were allowed to pass the field, but not the pace car. And then there was some people that said they passed the pace car. There were some people saying you could pass other people. I had no idea. I was just like, I don't want to get a black flag. So I did what I could. Thankfully, I didn't hit anybody. And I think it kind of ended up working itself out at the end.
As you snuck a podium away here in round number one. Who would you like to thank for the third place result, my friend?
First off, I'd like to thank my teammates, Johnny Eckert and DJ Weeks over at Outlaw Racing, keeping me sane throughout the whole thing, giving good vibes, all that stuff. I want to thank you guys for putting on the broadcast, especially Stephen for doing it for the first time. Very impressive. Can't wait to see what this looks like one way or another. Fantastic job. And you, Josh, I'm going to enjoy hearing your voice, I think, for most of the stream.
I appreciate the kind words for me and for Stephen. I just want not to. This sounds like publicly shaming Mr. Moreau. It is not in any point. He has been freaking out for the last hour, making sure that everything is good. So when you see on the video feed on the VOD that we're having some issues, cut him some slack. He's done a great job. All right, my friend. Great run. We'll see you Thursday or next week.
Should be next week, I think. Possibly.
Alrighty,
I
sir.
think it'll be next week.
For sure. See you then.
Thank you.
Alrighty. I got a number one question for you.
Hi.
And what? That plan. No, hold on. Let's back up. It wasn't a plan, okay? That makes it sound like I was part of it. That just what words are hard. What was going through your mind in 3 and 4 on the apron? That was brilliant.
Well, I listened to the drivers' meeting, and Dylan said, "Hey, we'll clear your black if you pass the leader or pace car or anybody." I said, "Okay." I'm just gonna pass the guys because they're running 50 miles an hour. Pace speed 65. I'm going 60. I'm still under the pace speed by a good bit. I'm like, hey, if you listened to the driver's meeting, you wouldn't have had that issue. So that was what it was, you know. You gotta take advantage of the gray areas and make the most of it when you can. That's what I did.
The rules are designed to be broken.
That's right.
This is coming from the man about NASA track limits. Okay.
That's
There's a
right.
reason why
What about the
tracking-
grass, Josh? What about the
Don't touch
grass?
Victor, one more question. I would say talk me through your race, but we, of course, talked in practice about how they changed from open to fixed setups. And I guess make it super digestible, but what was the car handling like with the fixed setup?
Pretty bad. I mean, honestly, like if I had to describe it, it felt like it was bottoming out every corner. I mean, obviously it wasn't, but it just, you were so grip limited in the corners, and you're trying to do as much as you can to make the car turn and make it work, but you know, all you needed was just some fresh tires and some clean air. That's how I got the track position to begin with, to put myself in that position with that caution coming out. So, you know, I think that was the biggest thing was, you know, tires were part of your grip there tonight. Wasn't just aero. And, yeah, you know, you just had to make the most of it and see where it took you. And for me, P2, I'll take it. Started 7th. Probably should have finished outside the top 5. And here we are running P2 here tonight.
This is always an awkward question for me to ask my drivers.
Mm-hmm.
But who would you like to thank for the second place result?
Well, I got to thank you for putting me in the car with JC Simsport, of course, with ASN and Crown Creamery on board. Really happy to be a part of this team, and really happy that Crown Creamery is on board along with ASN, of course. And of course, ASN. I feel like I'm tooting my own horn since I work for you guys. Yeah, no. Of course, ASN putting on the broadcast, and yeah, I think Josh Stoltz and Zachary Goddard for hanging out with me tonight. And I gotta thank my 2 ears for listening to the drivers meeting.
Alrighty, my friend. Good run. And are you running Thursdays or just Tuesdays?
Just Tuesdays.
Alrighty, my friend. Good run. We'll see you next week.
Thank you much. Have a good night.
Alrighty, we got one more, and it is Will Roberts, race winner, redemption from the Pocono mishap from last season. You, I think, led almost every lap, 45 laps led. Thank you, Stephen. So it seemed like when you were out and away, you were gone. Talk me through your race.
Just from the start, ran my race, did things how I was planning to do it, got a gap, maintained, and just, so to speak, off to the races.
So one other question is when you stayed out under that yellow flag, and then you heard about the shenanigans with the pit stops, I mean, what was going through your mind there? Were you worried about tire wear?
I was a little worried about tire wear. Honestly, I didn't mean to stay out. I wasn't 100% sure how they were doing the access road there, and by the time I figured out what they were doing, it was a little too late. And I'm like, well, this is my bed. I lie in it.
For sure, my friend. Anyone you'd like to thank on the victory this evening?
I want to thank my wonderful wife, Britt, that lets me do this on Tuesday nights. I want to thank you all for broadcasting, and I want to thank Ethan and the crew for putting on this fantastic league.
For sure, my friend. Good run, and we will... Are you running Thursdays or just Tuesday?
A little up in the air on Thursdays. I may be back. This is, sadly to say, this is probably going to be my last season. I've got some real life stuff that's going to be going on starting this summer. So this is sort of, so to speak, my retirement tour.
How dare you have a life? I'm kidding. Good run, my friend. Hope to see you Thursday. If not, we'll see you next Tuesday. Take care.
Sounds good. Thank y'all.
Hey, Mr. Moreau, you can pull it from that scene and go to whatever the normal one is, and we're going to have a little podcast chat for the last couple of minutes of our show. So, nope, you've got the results up, and I can hear you on Discord. or you've got the driver box up. So we have to go back to whatever regular. There we go. I think that is. We're figuring it out. Like I said, great work for you, Mr. Moreau. We are still figuring it out as we go. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at the results one more time. And then I don't know if we have points live, but the good thing is the points will be basically the same as the results. So we'll take a second look at those, if we can pull those up. Our race winner, Will Roberts in car number 2, ahead of Victor Valley, Alex Buffoli, Christian Zarat, and Zach Trevino through 5th. Johnny Eckert, DJ Weeks, Deegan Urquides, Bobby Helms, Darius Timms, Chase George, Zach Goddard through 12th. 13th, Ethan Halsey. 14th, Peter Hopp. 15th, Josh Stoltz, Eddie Boyles, and Nicholas Rode through 17th, last car in the race. As just a reminder that cameras all season, no matter the series on ASN, brought to you by Whiplash SimCams. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com/WSimCams. And thank you, Andrew Cardinale for all of your camera support. And also, if you like what you saw tonight, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network on Blue Sky, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube, and ring the bell to be notified of our live streams weekly, along with our short-form video content courtesy of Jess Rakowski. We'll take a look at programming notes for one final time this evening. As just a reminder, Thursday is the opener for Season 7 of the TORQ Sports Car Series from Road Atlanta in Georgia. That's Thursday the 6th, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. You'll have Brian Sawyer and myself, Josh Mertz, for that. We've got the iRacing Rallycross Strength of Field races on Saturday nights, tentatively 8 p.m. Eastern, if that's being read correctly. I'm not sure what Brian's doing. That's an entirely Brian thing. We'll have more info as it shows up. And our next round for the TORQ IndyCar Series at Laguna Seca next Tuesday, the 11th, at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And just a reminder, the Overwatch Specialty Service NASA Rallycross Challenge will be back starting in March with futures, contenders, and the 2 World Championships of lights and supercars. As Mr. Stephen Moreau, it has been a crazy last hour and a half. Give me a final thought, and we'll button this one up.
Well, other than screaming internally because of the mistakes that were made today, it's been great, honestly. Once we've got into the groove of things, everything kind of started to work a little bit. There are some things that need to be re-kinked out, but other than that, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to have thrown my hat in the ring, and I look forward to more future broadcasts.
As super fun, like I said, and like Brian said in the internal ASN chat, first one's always the hardest. I only sound like I know what I'm doing because it's been 12 years. You get to a point where you just kind of figure out what you're doing. I promise it gets easier from here. As the checkered flag, sorry, we're not even going to go to intro. I didn't even give you my final thought. Race tonight, interesting. The fixed setup really only allowed for the high line running. We noticed a couple of cars break away. Will Roberts, we noticed that crazy move from Victor Valley. And I'm curious to know if the setups are going to be opened up again, because the fixed one, while it brings everybody together, it's such a hard setup, not to drive, but to be fast. I talked to Victor and Stoltz before. It's easy to drive, but it's hard to drive fast, and it's a very, very thin razor's edge when it comes to that. So on that note, the checkered flag now has officially fallen on the evening. And from all of us at the Automotive Sports Network, from Jess Rakowski, Victor Valley, Justin Robichaux, Josh Darnell, Ethan Halsey, Cody Erdman, Brian Sawyer, and Stephen Moreau, my name is Josh Mertz, as we hope you enjoyed tonight's coverage of the TORQ IndyCar Series from Homestead-Miami. We congratulate our winner, Will Roberts, and be sure to join us on Thursday for the season opener of sports cars in Road Atlanta. But until then, so long, everyone.
Go to the end.